What if the biggest thing keeping you stuck isn't your skills, resources, or opportunities, but the way you talk about yourself? Today, we're tackling the hidden power of language. It's time to stop speaking in doubt and start declaring success with certainty. Coming up on this episode, let's go.
What's good? What's good? It's the Jeremy Hazelwood Show. What's good? What's good? Let's get ready to go. Let's go.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hazelwood Show. Plug in, turn it up.
Let's go.
Hey, hey. Welcome to the Jeremy Hazelwood Show. Push play, let it roll.
Let's go.
What's good? Welcome to my show. In 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Welcome to today's episode where we're talking all about eliminating if and speaking with certainty. How the words you use every day impact your mindset, your confidence, and ultimately your success. Before we get started, make sure you tap, click, or smash the follow or subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. Now, this is episode 10 of season 2. This is the last episode of season 2, so we've made it. And this season, we're talking all about life transformation and personal development. Each season of my show covers a different topic, and my goal is to spark curiosity, build community, inspire action, and deepen our understanding of the world around us. And again, today we are talking all about the language that we use, but I want to set it up with a story. Several years ago, I was in New York City. I was in Times Square sitting at a table with a friend, and we were having coffee. And if you've been to Times Square, then you know this. If you haven't, you've probably seen it on TV or heard about it. It can be literally a circus there, not like circus with tents and elephants, but a circus of people. A lot of interesting folks there and a lot of people trying to sell you things. And there was this young gentleman there that was trying to sell tickets to a comedy show. And we started talking to him, and he was really trying to push us on this comedy show happening. And I think he got paid for every ticket that he was able to give away for free or to sell. There was something about this guy, like he looked really artsy and had this really cool hairstyle. So I said, hey man, what do you do outside of this? And he's like, what do you mean? Outside of selling tickets for shows, what is it that you do? What are you trying to do with your life? And he said, I moved here from Philly and my dream is to become a famous musician. I was like, oh, that's cool, man. So we talked a little bit about music. He's like, yeah, I hope one day I'll be able to make it happen. And then for me, that part of the motivation just kicked in instantly because this young guy moved from Philadelphia saying, I hope that one day it'll happen. Now, I talk a lot about hope and I call myself a messenger of hope and I put a lot of hope out there. One thing that I said to him was, wait, hold on. Instead of saying, I hope one day to make it happen, say, I will make it happen. Because hoping is one thing, but I will make it happen. There's a will there. And it's the way that you use that language that really can make a difference on the trajectory of your life. And then he paused. He kind of broke character a little bit. You could see this physical change in his face. He said, wow, that was really good. He said, thank you for that. That was really powerful. I will make it happen. I will become a famous musician. Now, whether or not he becomes a famous musician or not, I don't know. And maybe one day he'll be telling this story on some show somewhere and he'll say, I was in Times Square one day selling tickets and I talked to this gentleman. I don't know. But whether he's famous or not, just the fact that the way that we train our brain and that we talk about ourselves and what we might do, what we will do, makes a really big difference. So we talked a little more and he's, look, I got to get back to work. I got to get rid of these tickets. He said, but thank you for that tonight. He said, seriously, that was life-changing. Thank you for saying that to me. And just a quick check for you. Have you ever said something like, I hope I can do this, or maybe one day I'll succeed doing X? Language really shapes your thoughts, which shape your actions, which shapes your reality. And your perception is your reality. If you keep speaking uncertainty, you'll stay uncertain. So you want to use words, and let's tap into this hidden power of words where your brain takes what you say as the truth. If you speak in doubt, your brain assumes the hesitation is justified. As an example, athletes going out on the court, on the field, wherever, they don't say, I hope I win this game. They say, I'm here to win. And it's the way that they talk about it. Now, we know that every athlete is not going to win every game, but it's a mindset going in saying, I hope I win. Like, again, I'm all about hope. If you don't have hope, then what do you really have? And you can have hope, but when you say, I'm here to win, there's like this confidence, and that hope has already been claimed. So speaking in a way that you already have something puts you in that mindset of, I'm going to do this. And failure is not an option. Now, that doesn't mean that if you fail or if you lose that you are a failure, because no athlete has won 100% of their games that I'm aware of. Maybe a boxer early in their career or a runner early in his or her career. But if you look at the longevity of an overall career, nobody is winning every single thing that they do. However, that mindset of overcoming and I'm here to win, I'm showing up to play and do my best, that's better than saying, I want to do my best. I might do my best. I want to win. I hope I win. I'm here to win. I'm here to do my best. So let's look at some of these words that you can eliminate from your vocabulary starting today after this podcast. And it may take a little work. A few words that I've identified as non-committal language keeps people stuck. And you might be one of these people. It certainly has been me in some cases. Saying things like, if I get a job, and changing that to saying when I get a job. It's not a matter of if you're going to get a job. Speak with that confidence that you will get a job. If I get a job, no. When I get a job, yes. Using words like hopefully I can, ... whatever comes after that, to saying I am committed to ... For example, hopefully I can lose weight. No, I am committed to losing weight. You see the difference in the way that you speak, the words that you use. Hopefully leaves that door open. It's non-committal. Saying I am committed to, that puts the action behind it. Another example, I think I'll try ... versus I will do ... And that's me. Like, I'm trying to learn Italian and I've been somewhat non-committal. That is all transparency. It's important to me, but it hasn't been important enough where I'm 100% in on it. I'm just trying to pick up little pieces here and there. But if I really was going after it, I wouldn't say, I think I'll try to learn Italian. I would say, I will learn Italian. And I'd probably give myself a date and I would sign up for courses and things like that. So when you speak things like they are happening and you put the action behind it, that erases that non-committal language and it reinforces your brain to be wired towards accomplishing whatever that goal is. So what I want you to do is write down a current goal and notice if your wording of that goal is weak or uncertain. Are you saying, if I do this, hopefully I'll do this, I think I'll try, the words like maybe, if, or probably, these are words that are non-committal. Let's use different words to say, I will, I'm going to, I am. These kinds of words. Let's shift to that I will mindset. Instead of saying, I hope I can, say, I will. Even before you feel ready. Because I think some people are hesitant to say, I will do this. Because either you don't have the confidence to do it, or maybe you're not ready to do it. But once you start saying, I will do it, then you're putting yourself into, oh, this is for real. If I'm saying I will do something, I'm going to do it. As opposed to saying, I hope I can do something. Instead of saying, maybe one day I'll start a business, say, I will register my business this week. You see the difference in that? One is one day it's going to happen versus here's the action that I'm taking to make this happen. Now, whether or not a business is successful or whatever the goal is, if you don't accomplish it, you're at least putting that commitment there in the words that you're using to where the action will fall into place and you will start going down towards that goal with more focus. Now, like the other episodes of this season, hopefully you have a pen and paper or however you document things, whether it's a Google Sheet, Word doc, whatever. But I want you to take one current goal and write down an I will statement. Whatever that goal is, say I will. And I want you to write that down. You can pause it right here if you need to and write that goal and then unpause it when you're done. So the way that we talk about ourselves also is in the realm of self-proclamations, the things that we proclaim about ourselves. Studies show that affirming beliefs changes neural pathways in the brain. So studies using neuroimaging techniques like an fMRI have shown that repeating positive affirmations or self-affirmation practices can activate specific brain regions associated with self-relating processing and positive valuation. And that suggests that affirming beliefs can indeed change neural pathways in the brain by strengthening connections that are related to positive self-perception. This is linked to the brain's ability to adapt and reorganize itself through neuroplasticity. So if you haven't heard about neuroplasticity, it's basically our brain, when we have experiences, the physical piece of our brain literally shifts. And that's what causes us not to do certain things because our brain has shifted a certain way. This is in general speaking. There's a scientist who can explain it much better. But when you create new memories and new experiences, you start to build new neural pathways in your brain. When you start to speak things positively about yourself and do self-proclamations, it essentially physically shifts your brain to where you're creating positive neural pathways within your brain. As an example, high performers use intentional, powerful language to shift their mindset. Are there any high performers that you know in your job or on TV or wherever that speak negatively about themselves or about their capabilities? Probably not. Now, there are people who are certainly humble and they say, hey, my team is great, but you don't hear them talking negatively about themselves. Maybe they had a bad game and they say, I should have played better. But when you look at their journey, I haven't heard an athlete or a high performer in sales and business talk about how terrible their skills are. High performers are using this powerful language to help shift their mindset, and you can do the same thing. You can apply this shift in different areas of your life. Looking at your career, instead of saying, if I get promoted, you say, I'm preparing for my next role. When it comes to your health, hopefully I'll get into shape, versus I'm committed to my fitness. In relationships, maybe I'll meet the right person, versus I'm creating opportunities to meet great people. Do you hear the difference in this? One way is lackadaisical and there's doubt there and not a lot of confidence, not a lot of hope, versus one that speaks with certainty, removes the if, and talks about it like it is happening. It's more action activated. So what I want you to do, this is a challenge to you as we start to wind down this episode, is to pick one major area of your life. You can even go back to the 5 forces of balance that we talked about in episode 1 of the season and change how you talk about it this week. For example, stop saying maybe I will or if I do whatever and start saying I will. Let's start to remove if from our vocabulary. Now, we've come to almost the end of this episode. This is a shorter episode because it's a really quick, punchy episode. And every episode doesn't need to be like 20 or 30 minutes. Sometimes the lesson is quick, down, and dirty. But here are your 3 reflective questions for the week. Number 1, where in your life are you using weak, hesitant language without even realizing it? So I want you to think about this. Where in your life are you using weak, hesitant language without realizing it? The second question, how would shifting your words to certainty and confidence change your mindset? How would shifting your words to certainty and confidence change your mindset? And what is one statement you will start using today to declare success with certainty? What is one statement you will start using today to declare success with certainty? Your words are either working for you or against you. Speak your success into existence. You don't need to wait for proof. Just speak with certainty, take action, and watch the results follow. Now, I hope you've enjoyed season 2 of the Jeremy Hazelwood Show, where we have talked about life transformation and personal development. Next season, just to give you a sneak peek, I'm actually going to be sitting down with small business owners and learn the hows and whys of starting their own companies. So if you're into business or just personal stories and why people decided to start a business or what their life was before versus now, you're going to really enjoy season 3. So I thank you for tuning into this episode and this season of the Jeremy Hazelwood Show. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to follow or subscribe, share it with someone that you think could benefit from what you just heard today, and make sure that you're always up to date with the latest episode. So until next time, keep following your dreams to find your purpose.